Hi everyone, I haven't made a video in a long time, so I'm going to do one now. I just bought a new webcam thingy that goes on your laptop screen, so now my videos will actually be like better quality, so that might help me make more videos, because I was always worried that they just looked bad. But anyway, so yeah, I haven't made any videos in a while because I stopped the podcast. Well, I put it on pause, and I'm probably not going to be actually making podcast episodes anymore because, like I said in my last video, the reason why I stopped was because I kind of said everything that I needed to say, and I didn't really have any new information to share as far as autism itself, and I realized that what I felt, what I wanted to do was just talk randomly like this. And then I thought, oh my God, I don't even know if I want to do that because I'm at a point in my life where so many things are about to happen. I'm going to be moving and I don't know when and I don't know where, and other things which I'll get into, just because this is going to be like an update video just on my life. But I am still not sure how many videos I'm going to be making in the future. But I'm making this one because I know a lot of people wanted me to update and make more videos, but yeah, I just feel like my life is in upheaval, and I'm at so many crossroads with so many decisions that I have to make. And as an autistic person, you probably feel overwhelmed when it comes to decisions. So that's where I'm at. So yeah, I'm just kind of gonna be using this channel now as a verbal diary, I guess, if I ever have anything to vent about, to share, and that's kind of what I'm gonna do in this video. So, since I made the last video, which I think was over a month ago now, it's summer now, and which that means that there's more stuff happening. I'm able to do the things that I love to do, which are festivals and camping. So the last 2 weekends I've been on a festival. I've been at festivals. And that's been great because that's what I live for. I live for music festivals, and so yeah, that was great. But then, even though I love them, they are draining for me because, number one, I'm not in my bed. And by the way, this is my bed. I have one of those bed tents because these are made for dorm rooms, but because it's for privacy, but I like them because it's dark and quiet and I feel like I'm in a cave. So, yeah, okay, so this is where I sleep, and I only get really good sleep in my bed tent. And when I'm in my camper, I get better sleep than I did when I used to sleep in a tent, but I still don't get the best sleep. I mean, there's loud noises, and the bed is different, and it's not dark. I love this dark tent. And I also, you can't see, but in front of me, my window is covered with blackout curtains and a tapestry, so that keeps the sunlight out. So yeah, I can't get good sleep when I'm at festivals or camping. And my festivals are usually 2, 3 nights, sometimes 4 nights. And so when I get home, I'm a zombie. I can't do anything. I'm pretty much down for the count. And for at least one day, the day that I get home, I'm just useless. And then the next day after, I usually have caught up on my sleep, but I still feel drained, and my brain's not quite working yet. So yeah, they take a lot out of me, even though they are my favorite thing in the world while I'm there. So yeah, the last 2 weekends I've been doing those festivals, and now it's been like 5 days since I've been home, so I'm finally able to make a video. And yeah, there's so much else going on in my life, so I'm going to get to the updates of my life, and they do pertain to autism, so don't worry, I'm going to be talking about autism itself. So I had applied for SSDI, which is Social Security Disability Insurance, and I finally heard back from them, and of course I was denied because 70% of first-time applicants are denied. And I assumed that was going to happen, and I was expecting it. So my options now are, they said that if I want to appeal their decision, I can do that, but I only have 60 days. So 60 days is like the end of July, and time goes by so fast. I don't think it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming just knowing all the crap that I have to do now, because I have to find a lawyer who specializes in disability, maybe even a lawyer that knows about autism, because what they said was that they did not see me as disabled enough that I can't work. Even though I quit working 5 years ago due to autistic burnout. But whatever. So I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna try. I don't know. Here's where I'm at the crossroads with the decision, and I don't know what to do, because there's pros and cons to every decision, and if you're anything like me, you have a hard time making decisions because of all the pros and cons. And you get out your list and you're like, here's all the bad things that could happen if I choose this, here's all the good things that could happen if I choose this. And so I'm trying to decide if I should keep fighting for disability, because even if I do get a lawyer, it's still not guaranteed that I'll get approved, because a lot of people have to do this 3 or 4 times. And this whole process can take years. I've heard of people waiting 7 or 8 years even to get approved. And most people eventually do if they try that long, if they keep trying. But the thing is, do you have the mental energy? And I don't know if I do. Because even just making this decision is mental energy that I have not even thought about it anymore, since I got denied. Because I was at the festival and I was recovering from the festival, and so now I'm just, I've been going through a lot of other bad stuff too lately, and I might get into that in this video, but I don't know, but what emotional things. So right now I'm just at a point where it's going to be hard for me to make this decision, number one, and it's also going to be hard for me to actually go through with the process of finding a lawyer, filling out the paperwork again, which, I made a podcast episode about the paperwork thing. Now I do have an arms worker to help me with that, which is like a caseworker. I've been having somebody every week help me with various life things, and that's something that they can help me with too. But it's just the process. I've already gone through it twice. I shouldn't have had to go through it twice, but I sent the first one to the wrong place because that was before I had help and I didn't know what I was doing. So yeah, I had to fill it all out again, and it's all stupid stuff like, and when it comes to autism, it's all mental. It's not physical. I don't have any physical disabilities, so all of these questions on the application were like, what tasks did you do at all of your jobs? How long were you standing? How much weight were you carrying? How far did you have to carry each thing you were carrying? And I'm like, seriously? I could be here for the rest of my life going through all of these things. And they don't make a difference with autism because my body can do the job. I just can't mentally handle the parts of the job that, they didn't even think about those things, like, dealing with people or just having a job in general. So I did an episode on work too, but 80%, from what I've heard, 80% of autistic people either don't work or they work part-time or they get support in some ways that they don't need to work, whatever, or they have a situation where they don't need to work. So, yeah, I forgot what I was going to say about that, but yeah, if you want to learn more about the whole work thing. So, okay, so now I'm at the crossroads of, do I continue to pursue SSDI? And I'm probably going to just say a little bit now about I'm just going to vent. I'm going to use this as my diary. So the pros of that would be, of course, I wouldn't have to work because I would be getting a big amount of money every month. And of course, that's the only pro that I need. That's basically what the whole point of getting it is so that you are supported. You don't have to struggle with work anymore. So that's the pro. But there's a lot of cons. So there's the paperwork you gotta go through again. There's the trying to find a lawyer, the whole process of waiting, and here's the other thing. It took them November, December, January. I'm not good at counting, but like 5 or 6 months just to decide that they didn't want to give it to me. So that's 5 or 6 months each time I apply. And that was just that time. It could take longer another time. So there's, we're looking at 2024 then when I'm going to find out if I get approved for that one. And so in the meantime, I'm still forced to get by with the ways that I've been getting by so far, which is mostly from the inherited IRA that I got when my dad passed away. And I am required to withdraw a certain amount of money from that every year. Whether or not I need it, I have to take it out. And that's been money that's helped, but also my Etsy shop and my Udemy courses. And I make a little bit of money too from my business that's like my email thing. Is all of it lumped together brings me a small amount of money a month. And it's, yeah, and the thing is, like, none of it's enough. It's, well, I mean, I shouldn't say that. It's enough to, no, I can't even say that because I'm in debt. I am in such horrible debt that I don't know how I'm ever going to get out. So that brings me to, well, see, here's the thing too. I'm just getting overwhelmed in my brain now with all the ways that I want to take this conversation. Basically, if you get SSDI, it changes a lot of things. They take away your food stamps, so that means I would have to pay out of my SSDI for food stamps. And I really don't know. See, I'm horrible at math. A lot of autistic people are horrible at math, and this is where I'm going to need either my arms worker or a lawyer to help me, but I don't know what would be the better option, to continue struggling the way I am now, or to get SSDI, lose my food stamps, and then the other thing, the other factor in all this is my rental assistance that I'm going to be getting. And I don't know when that's going to happen. They told me May or sooner, and it's now June. So any day now, I've been saying that for a couple months now. They should be letting me know. But when that happens, they're going to go by my income. And my income could change depending on the SSDI. And my income also changes every month anyway from my business. So I don't know. It's all an uncertainty, and I hate uncertainty, as most autistic people do. We just want to have the knowledge of what we have to work with. Like, how do you plan things when you don't know? You don't know how much money you're going to be making. You don't know where you're going to be living. So it's just too much that's up in the air right now, and it's stressing me out, and it's just a lot, and I can't make decisions when I don't have the knowledge. So then there's also, I don't have to wait for the Section 8 voucher. I can just go right to specific apartment buildings that have, they charge rent based on your income. So that might be cheaper than doing the Section 8 voucher. I don't know. It's just, my brain is just, I don't know. It's just, okay. So then there's that. And then, the other thing I wanted to mention was, I completely forgot. I've got to have ADHD or just a horrible memory. I know a lot of autistic people have horrible memories, and I think that's because our brains are like this. I'm talking about this thing. But here are 5 other sub-points of this thing that I could also talk about. And that's where my brain just went poof, and I completely forgot what the other thing was that I was going to say. So, okay, I thought of it. Maybe I just have to stop and it comes to me. So the other thing that I wanted to say was the other option is to not try to get SSDI and just keep on doing what I've been doing, and that brings me to 2 other options. So the one option there would be keep doing what I've been doing, where I'm, getting by with my business and the money that I'm forced to take out of my IRA, and just keep going in debt and just whatever. And, that's one option. And then the other option, the only other option is to get a job. So, and that there has more options. I could get a part-time job, I could get a full-time job. So the pros and cons of those three options would be, okay, so if I choose to just keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to go further into debt. And, the only bad thing about that is my credit cards will fill up and then I'll just have to get more credit cards. And honestly, well, yeah, then the more credit you have, the more interest you have to pay every month, the more broke you're going to be. So that's the bad thing there. I shouldn't do that. I know that's not the right option, but this is how I am. I am not a responsible adult. And a lot of autistic people I know have this same thing where, you just don't make responsible decisions for the simple fact that you kind of don't really care what happens. You're just kind of apathetic and depressed, and all you want to do is be happy in that moment. Like, I want to live for the moment, I don't want to struggle and suffer forever. So I do things I enjoy. I do these expensive festivals and expensive camping trips because those are what make me happy. What's the point of going through life if you can't do the things you enjoy? So those things are making me go further in debt. And so, yeah, the option of not making a change is probably the worst option. So then the two options of work. Like I said in my work episode, and my arms worker just asked me this the other day. She said, do you feel like you could work right now? Because she was doing a yearly review of my case. And I'm like, no, I still am at the same point. 5 years ago, I quit working. And if I were able to work, I feel like I could have done it by now. Because at this point, I don't even know where to start with that one, because that's just such a loaded question. Why can't I work? Like I said, 80% of autistics struggle with work. Don't work, whatever. And even job searching. And actually, I just heard another autistic person say this recently. Just doing the job searching online is stressful. I ruined one whole day just searching through the job listings, and the more I went on, the more depressed I got. And I'm just like, why do I even bother? Why do I even bother trying? Because just imagining myself in that job is stressful. Like, it's just... So and then I hit a wall. I hit a wall where, like, I don't even have the mental energy to job search. So how am I even going to be able to work? Like, I see my arms worker once a week, and I see my therapist every other week. And that alone, I was just telling her the other day, like, just looking at my planner and seeing those things in my schedule, it gives me this feeling like, I'm trapped. Like, I hate having obligations and appointments. That's what it is. Even though they're helping me, I don't even know if therapy is helping me, but the arms worker is kind of helping me, because they are meant to help you do things like paperwork and to help you do budgets and all the things, even though that's not going to help me because I'm beyond help with budgets. I don't have enough income to sustain my lifestyle, plain and simple. So budgeting for me would involve just having to get a job or never leaving the house. That's the only way to not spend money, is to never leave the house and never have a fun. So that's, whatever. So, looking at all these things in my planner is stressful. And if I were to get a job, even if it was a part-time job, I would not be able to mentally handle things anymore. Like, having somebody come to my house for 2 hours a week, that's 2 whole hours a week. And then going to therapy every other week, which is an hour, but then there's the driving, so It's just things that I need to be there for. And if you probably understand where I'm coming from here, because it all takes spoons. If you've heard of the spoon theory, if you've not heard of the spoon theory, it's basically just, it's a battery. It's a mental battery where you only have so much power. You've only got so much of a charge to use every day. And most days, you only have enough to do one thing, maybe two things. And when you are burnt out or depressed, you have less. You have even less than you normally do. So it's just a matter of like, how much can I handle before I even go into a worse burnout? And so even part-time work sounds stressful to me right now. Even let's say I found a job working an hour a week, well, that might be doable, but that's not worth it. You know what? That wouldn't, unless I was paid $100 for that hour, but that wouldn't even, yeah. No job would pay that much. But yeah. So that's the crossroads I'm at right now. Don't know what to do. Don't know what to decide. And I've never been good with decisions, which is why my dad has always, when he was alive and when I was young, he kind of made me get the first two jobs that I had. And then, I had that second job for 18 years. So when I got laid off from that job, I was forced to finally make my own decisions. Where do I want to work? And that's why I struggled after that. I'm like, and I went into this more in the work episode where I had like 13 jobs, just bounced around. I might have lasted a month at this job, 2 months at that job. And, as I got older, I'm rambling now and I'm sorry, but this is really just a venting video about my life right now. So anyway, there's no structure. And I struggle with structure anyway. When I'm talking, I ramble and I go off in tangents. So I hope that this video is not making anybody stressed out. I'm just doing it to update people and to talk so I can get it out, and maybe I can come up with a solution by talking about it, because when I go to my therapist, I don't always talk freely like this, because with her, she kind of argues with me about things. She's like, well, when you overthink, that's what causes stress and anxiety. And, there's probably some truth to that, but the autistic brain thinks too much. It just does. Because we want to understand everything, we want to know everything, we want to plan everything, and we want to be prepared for everything. And especially when I have all of these things up in the air right now, and I'm the one that has to make the decision about them, it's just too much. It's too much for me, and I almost wish that something would make the decision for me, just to make it easier. And that's how I've lived most of my life, is just letting the universe or the world just unfold as it does naturally. And I suppose, there's this whole thing of not making a choice is still making a choice. But and then I've told my therapist this before, I would rather not make a choice and have that be my choice than make a choice proactively and have that choice be wrong, because then when it turns out wrong, I only have myself to blame. Whereas if I let things just happen, then I can't really blame myself, because that's just what happened. So, yeah, I don't know how long. Oh, I'm at 24 minutes. I might talk a little bit longer, because I just don't want to go over half an hour. That seems to be the magic amount of time that people don't want to listen after that. So, yeah. Okay, so this other thing, well, this might take longer than 4 minutes, whatever, but, like, I've been really depressed lately about, so I was telling my friend the other day that my life sucks, I got denied SSDI, my autism is not going to go away, so I'm always going to have the problems that I have, I'm always going to have financial problems, I'm always going to have relationship problems. And she said, you are blessed in so many ways. You're getting food stamps, you're getting rental assistance soon. You have this money in your IRA that your dad left you that you can live off of. You are so blessed. The only thing you don't have is like a relationship in your life, like a love, and that's something that I've always wanted. And when she said that, that hit me really hard, and I just had like an emotional breakdown over that because it made me realize, oh my God, I have support from all these financial areas to help me survive, but I don't have a partner. I don't have love. I've never experienced true love. I've experienced fake relationships where I was not really me and they were not right for me and I didn't love them and they didn't love me. That's not real. That's all I've ever had. And when she said, you have all this stuff, the only thing you don't have is a guy, in your life. And that hit me because I've been kind of denying that. I've been thinking, I don't need a relationship. I have too much going on anyway. How could I even have time for a boyfriend? But really, when you think, the way that I look at life is financial things and money is not what matters. What matters is relationships. What matters is love. What matters is if we're happy. And I just kind of lost it. And I'm like, you're right. I'm blessed with all these things that are helping me get by, but I don't have what I really need, which is support from another, a partner. I'm doing all this by myself. My friends are not even all that supportive. So, like, yeah, that really made me feel, it made me admit to myself that I'm doing this all alone, and that might be why it's hard. And a lot of autistic people are in relationships, but a lot of them struggle with it. So it almost makes me wonder, how do autistic people have relationships? Because it's always been something that's the hardest for me, besides the work thing. But like, I don't understand. I see so many autistic people online, like they will say that they are so depressed, they hate their job. The only thing they have is their husband, And I'm like, oh my God, I will trade all of my problems if I could have a husband, because I don't know how would, maybe, I'm sure everybody's different, maybe being married is not what it's cracked up to be. Maybe even having a relationship is not. I mean, I've had all my relationships have not been successful or happy or fulfilling. But when these people say, all I have is my husband, I feel like, oh my God, you have someone that loves you. You have a partner. You have someone to help support you in life. I couldn't imagine that. Like, that would make all my problems seem very tolerable. Because my husband would be there for all the support that I would need. And yeah, maybe I'm just thinking that because I've never had it that way. But yeah, so basically what I'm getting at here is it just escapes me how an autistic person can have a successful relationship unless the other person's autistic too. And I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't even say that because that almost sounds, I mean, I don't know. My brain is just now. I'm just gonna stop that, and yeah. What I was really just trying to get at is that I have been not admitting to myself how much I want to be with somebody, and all of the problems that I have could be lessened if I had support, if I had a partner. Like, I'm 50 years old and I've never experienced real love, and I want that, and that's been a really harsh reality that I've had to accept these last couple days, especially. I've been really depressed about it. So it's not easy having autistic problems, but then having something like that on top of it where, you just feel like it's never going to happen. I mean, I know some people out there are going to be like, you can find a partner, you just have to try harder, or, you're not that old yet, but if it were that easy, it would have happened by now. All of my decades of when I was younger looking, it still didn't work then, and I'm older now, and I just don't have any hope about it. Like, I go to these music festivals, and it's, I don't know, it's the whole thing with the social thing. I'm not there to socialize. I'm there to enjoy the music and enjoy nature. And yeah, I have my friends and we all talk and stuff, but I don't fit in with normal people. And my festivals are not autistic people, so I still have the same issues with those people. One of my friends was like, I just want to sit around and hang out at my campsite. And I like it when you sit here and hang out too. And I'm sitting there going, oh no. I mean, I'm glad that she likes hanging out with me, but I don't want to go just to sit and talk. I want to dance to the music. So we're on different wavelengths. That's what it is, And maybe that's why I don't have a relationship, because I'm not into it to talk to people. I'm into it to enjoy the thing that we're there to do, which is enjoy the music. So, I'm left out. I don't fit in with the people in that sense. So, yeah, I just don't see myself ever having a real relationship of what I want to have. So, that's depressing, and so yeah, this video is really just me venting about all the things that suck about my life. And hopefully I will have some good news next time I make a video. I'm probably not going to make another video again for a while now until I have something new to say, because what's the point? Like, right now I'm just waiting and seeing what happens and trying to decide what to do. So, yep, that's it. That's an update on my life, and I'm sorry if I am disappointing anyone in the fact that I'm not making podcast episodes anymore. I just don't have the spoons for even working on my business anymore. I don't make anything new. I just sit back, and the money that I make is all passive at this point, but it's kind of dwindling down a little bit because I'm not working on it. So, yeah. That's my life. So, thanks for sitting through this if you've gotten this far, and I'm sorry that I'm not able to offer any advice. I'm really just here to show you the struggle of what it's like to be an autistic person that doesn't have their life together. And how pathetic that is. And I can't believe I'm going to be putting this on YouTube for the whole world to see. But that's real. This is reality. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm a realist. I'm telling it like it is. And being an autistic is hard, especially when you're older, especially when you're alone, especially when you have no money, especially when you can't work. So, yeah. I have not even checked my other account, or I have not checked my being autistic account in a month or two, whatever it's been. So I'm probably really behind on catching up on comments, and I apologize for that. I'm not good at that, and I got too much else going on, and I'm probably not going to log back into this account again until I make another video. So, I guess I feel like I'm letting my community down in some ways, because a lot of people really wanted to hear from me every week and wanted to, chat and stuff, and it's just too much. I'm still burnt out on everything, so I apologize, and thank you for watching this video, and I will make another video someday in the future when I have something to update you on. So I'm going to end this video now, and goodbye.